Welcome to Miss Lily's Fun Classroom. I'm Miss Lily, and today we are going to learn all about food chains. Are you ready? Let's get started. Today we will learn about food chains. We will discover how animals depend on plants and other animals for food. Let's begin. Have you ever wondered how animals get their food? All living things need food to survive. Some animals eat plants, some eat other animals, and some eat both. This connection of who eats what is called a food chain. Let's learn more about food chains. Let's start with plants. Plants are very important because they are the first part of the food chain. Plants use sunlight, water, and air to make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Plants are called producers because they produce their own food. Next, we have animals that eat plants. These animals are called herbivores. Herbivores depend on plants for their food. Examples of herbivores include cows, rabbits, and deer. They eat leaves, grass, fruits, and vegetables to get the energy they need. Some animals eat other animals. These animals are called carnivores. Carnivores depend on other animals for their food. Examples of carnivores include lions, wolves, and hawks. They hunt and eat other animals to get the energy they need. Then there are animals that eat both plants and animals. These animals are called omnivores. Omnivores depend on both plants and other animals for their food. Examples of omnivores include bears, pigs, and humans. They eat a variety of foods like fruits, vegetables, and meat. Now let's see how a simple food chain works. Imagine a grassy field. The grass is a plant and it gets its energy from the sun. A rabbit comes along and eats the grass. The rabbit gets its energy from the grass. Then a fox comes along and eats the rabbit. The fox gets its energy from the rabbit. This is a simple food chain. The sun gives energy to the grass gives energy to the rabbit gives energy to the fox. Food chains are very important because they show how living things depend on each other for food. If one part of the food chain is missing, it can affect all the other parts. For example, if there were no plants, herbivores would have nothing to eat, and then carnivores would have nothing to eat either. Let's look at another example. In a pond, algae use sunlight to make their food. Small fish eat the algae. Bigger fish eat the small fish. Finally, a bird, like a heron, eats the bigger fish. This is another simple food chain. Algae get energy from the sun, small fish get energy from the algae, bigger fish get energy from the small fish, and the bird gets energy from the bigger fish. Let's recap what we've learned today. We talked about food chains and how animals depend on plants and other animals for food. We learned that plants are producers, herbivores eat plants, carnivores eat other animals, and omnivores eat both plants and animals. Isn't that fascinating? Thank you for learning about food chains with me, Miss Lily. I hope you had fun and learned something new. Remember, food chains are a very important part of our world. Keep exploring and discovering more about the amazing connections between living things. Goodbye, and see you next time in Miss Lily's Fun Classroom.